Michael Vick and Norfolk State, they're struggling. They've started 1-6, and Michael Vick has fired multiple defensive coaches on his Norfolk State staff, and he was asked about that. Coach, take a listen.
Yeah, being the first year head coach, having to make, the decision that I made, it wasn't easy, man. Like, it really wasn't. And nor did I ever think that I would be making a decision like that mid-season. Like, you look in the crystal ball and you see all the great good things. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna, act like it was things that happened that I didn't like. I expect, a certain standard, and so, I'm always live by that.
Coach, you discussed the possible struggles that Vic would have transitioning from player and media, being with Fox, to an active head coach, D1 HBCU. What are your thoughts on his comments there? Having Norfolk State start this season and them having to let go some coaches on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, he said coaches. So I'm gonna pull you behind the curtain in this sector here, B. Uh, we don't we don't particularly, or should I say, we normally don't have a room full of analysts, GAs, volunteer type coaches. Uh,
Hmm.
to be able to make that kind of move and still be able to function. So right now it's him and it's 10 other assistants. Now they may get a couple GAs, two or three. Again, that's Mike Vick. He may have five or six analysts that came on to get in the game to keep it on their resume. But that move, Bailey, excuse me, that move is very, 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 very out of left field because normally if it's a coordinator, okay, you got the next person in. Um, but to fire multiple people on one side of the ball, that means you've got to have someone else to step in immediately because you have corners coach, safety coach, linebacker coach,
Right.
uh,
Yeah.
D line. If you have two D line, you may have a D ends, D tackle coach. So it's about six different positions over there. So, I don't know who you had in the wings ready to go or whatever, but normally at this level, there's a head coach and there's probably 15 other coaches, adult coaches, so to speak. I say adults, everybody's adults. And then you have GAs, two or three GAs.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure how many he had in his staff room, but he had to be comfortable with it because Bailey, normally this doesn't happen after game six, unless it's
Mm.
later, not position wise.
Okay. Okay. So that's an interesting note there, Coach. So, ooh, oh boy, Coach. Now let's talk about his transition from player and media to coach. Their 1-6 start, firing coaches, which certainly is alarming, and you kind of described that. What are your thoughts on that transition and how their season's going so far?
Um, you know, when we play at this level, so to speak, a lot of our first 4, 5 games or money games out of conference games.
Right. Yeah.
For the division for the conference that he's in, the MEAC, I think there's only 6 schools that play football. So everything else they have to fill in uh, on the front end before they get into conference play. So, I don't know if it's the competitor in him. That schedule was set when he got there, so it wasn't his doing. Um, you know, you play what's there, but you play to get better to get to your conference schedule. You try to get through that non-conference, and then you try to get the conference healthy, and playing at your best by then. So I don't know if he kind of knew that and took that into consideration, or if his mind, Michael Vick as a competitor, no, we should be 6-1 instead of 1-6, even though you've kind of played up in some of those scenarios.
Now, Coach. It's interesting. The first year we kind of discussed it. I think we kind of. I don't know if we say we expected, but we kind of expected Vic to have a little bit more success than Deshaun Jackson,
Yeah.
who
Yes.
Coach, I haven't even talked to you about this. What a transformation he's done to Delaware State. They're first in the conference. What are your thoughts on Deshaun Jackson and Delaware State?
Yeah. See, and whoever made that schedule that Coach Jackson
Yes,
inherited,
dude.
inherited a great situation.
Right.
I think he had a D2, two non-scholarship programs. Um, the one school that I think he kind of played up with, I think they may have dropped by 2 or 3 points, but he's got them playing at an all-time high. They are really playing good. They're playing with a lot of confidence. And, we'll see this week when they get into conference play as well.
Mhm.
But I think we all expected it probably to be the other way. Uh, Vic having the success, Jackson not having success just because of where they are. But now it becomes, the real test now that you're in conference play. So we'll see.
Definitely. Well, we'll look forward to the showdown: Norfolk State, Delaware State, Lincoln Memorial Stadium, Eagle Stadium here. I think that's going to be an unbelievable game, Coach Fred.
Yeah,
Can't wait to see them go down. Probably be televised on Fox or something. It's going to be everywhere, man. That's going to be an unbelievable game. But man, Coach, appreciate your insight on the Michael Vick situation. And man, we'll see how the rest of the season goes, and the different changes in the staff that he will or will not make.